December 1st, 1958. Chicago's Our Lady of the Angels School was filled with laughter, classrooms, and ordinary childhood life. But in a matter of minutes, a normal school day would become one of the deadliest school fires in American history. 92 children and 3 nuns would never come home. A city was devastated, a nation was shaken, and fire safety in schools would never be the same again. This is the story of the Our Lady of the Angels school fire, the day a city lost its children. The morning began like any other school day. Children laughed in the hallways, classrooms were full of life, energy, and the sounds of learning. Teachers prepared lessons, students joked with friends, and parents went to work, trusting their children were safe inside these walls. No one could have imagined that within minutes, everything would change. It didn't start with panic or chaos. It started quietly, in a small corner of the school basement. Somewhere near a trash container, fire began to grow. At first, it was small, but within minutes, that small flame became an unstoppable wall of heat and smoke. The fire spread up stairways, into hallways, and toward classrooms filled with children, before anyone truly understood what was happening. What began as a tiny spark was about to become one of the deadliest school disasters in American history. Thick, toxic smoke began filling the hallways, long before many students saw flames. Children started coughing, breathing became difficult, and fear began to spread. Some teachers tried desperately to keep children calm. Others attempted to lead students toward safety, but the smoke was already overwhelming, and visibility dropped to almost nothing. Panic took over. Footsteps turned into running, voices turned into screams, and classrooms that once echoed with laughter now echoed with terror. This wasn't just a fire. This was chaos inside a school full of children. This is the part of the story that hurts the most. Many children didn't fail to escape. They simply couldn't. Hallways filled with deadly smoke before anyone realized how serious the fire truly was. Exit paths became hard to reach. Doors and stairways became crowded, and panic made every second more dangerous. Some classrooms were trapped above the flames, with only windows and hope standing between life and death. The children did everything they could. Their teachers did everything they could. But the school simply wasn't ready for a fire like this. And because of that, too many never made it out. When firefighters arrived at Our Lady of the Angels, they were met with a nightmare. Flames burned inside the building, smoke poured from the windows, and behind those walls were children desperately trying to survive. Crews rushed in. They smashed windows. They climbed ladders. They carried children out of the smoke and heat, again and again and again. They did everything humanly possible. They fought until there was nothing left to give, and many of those firefighters would carry the memories of that day for the rest of their lives. This wasn't just a fire. This was heartbreak, on a scale no first responder ever forgets. When the flames were finally under control, the true weight of the tragedy began to reveal itself. Chicago was silent. A city that was usually loud, busy, and alive stood still in grief. 92 children and 3 nuns were gone. Families were shattered. Parents waited desperately for news, praying their child's name would be called, hoping for a miracle that never came. Churches filled with tears, entire neighborhoods mourned, and the heartbreak of Our Lady of the Angels became the heartbreak of an entire nation. This wasn't just a school fire. This was loss on a scale that words can barely describe. From unimaginable heartbreak came change. The Our Lady of the Angels school fire forced cities, states, and nations to finally confront the truth about school safety. Fire alarms and sprinkler systems became mandatory in schools across America. Clear evacuation plans became essential. Fire drills became routine, and lives have been saved because of them. Building designs were completely reevaluated. Fire doors, safer stairwells, emergency exits, fire-resistant materials, all became standard because they had to. The lessons learned from that tragic day have protected children for decades. Countless lives have been saved because leaders, firefighters, architects, teachers, and parents refused to let this happen again. The memory of those lost children became the reason millions of others grew up safely. Safety isn't an inconvenience. It's the difference between life and tragedy. Behind every number was a child, a life, a family who loved them. We remember the 92 children and the 3 nuns who never came home from school that day. We remember the parents who mourned, the firefighters who fought with everything they had, and the city that carried this heartbreak forever. The Our Lady of the Angels school fire is more than history. It is a reminder, a lesson, and a promise that we must never forget. If you'd like to learn more about this tragedy, its victims, and the safety that came from it, please see the video description for more information and resources. Thank you for watching. This is The Burning Oath. Stay aware, stay safe, and never forget. Please help out the channel by subscribing to the channel.